Hello everyone. Hope you're all doing well. And I hope you're out there for us to have a chat this morning, Sunday. Perhaps in Europe it's about 6:30 or 7 in the evening. But here in Vancouver, Canada, West Coast, Pacific time, it's just after 10:30, I think. I should have some kind of a apparatus here to tell me what the time is. Maybe some of you will tell me as we go along. Or perhaps I try to find it here. Let's see. Just one moment. Yep, it is 10:33. So, I'm glad to be here and hope that you guys are all out there sorting things out and you had a good week and ready to have a chat with me with your tea or coffee in hand or in front of you. Fatah Hamis, hello dear. Shubham Gupta, hello. Lovely to see everybody. Yesterday I had a hello Hilal. Yesterday I had a live talk on my own Facebook page, which you have the address on top on title of this talk today here, because as you know, every Sunday morning I do this talk for the Amazing Things in the World Facebook page, which is a lovely page. I'm sure you all know, you're all here. Amazing stuff from around the world is gathered, and this is a courtesy of Witty Feed, and they are extended family of mine. I love them all. Very talented young people with foresight and vision, and they have made this available so we could have a chat every Sunday, to be one of the good things they do around the world to help somehow support of good positive kinds to people around the world. Now this is one way of their contributing, and yesterday I had a similar talk in my own Facebook page, Mind That Seeks Truth, and you have the link up there. So on Saturday mornings for next while, we'll see how long it will be convenient, I will have a Saturday morning talk, same time, 10:30, on my own Facebook page. I have quite a number of interested people on my own page, so you have now two choices. One Saturday morning, 10:30, on my own Facebook page with the address up there, and Sunday, which is your regular place. So let's see who's here. So we went as far as saying hello to Fedor Lalovette. Sounds French to me. Hello, dear. We have Tarek. Vinay Nair. Hello, Vinay. Vinay is also a name of another friend of mine, very close friend of mine. Similar name. Hilal. Hello, dear. Brenda from Mexico. It would be lovely if I could know where you guys are tuning in, so at least I have an idea of where around the world we are traveling. So we have Muhammad from Algeria, and Abir, and we have Rox from Romania, Bucharest. I've heard lots of good things about that city. And Caridis, Simone, post. Okay, no, I'm not a scientist. I'm just an author of a few books, and I share my opinion about how thoughts and consciousness, fear, desire, and ego interact and shape our psyche and make us feel or act or react to happenings of life, specifically in about relationships and breakups, because it all has to do with our thoughts, how we feel, and to understand that helps us to be able to be more equipped to go on and move on and deal with matters. So that's what we're doing here. So, and then we have here Steve, good morning from Texas. I guess I've seen Dallas and Houston. I had to travel years ago for some business stuff, and it was interesting. And I was also invited to a wedding of one of my clients a while ago, Houston. We have Wally from Brazil. Now, if you guys say hello in your own language, I will learn something at least. So we have Fadeh. Oh, Fedor from Canada. That's why La Lovette sounds French. So I was right, I guess. Kathy. Hello, dear. Okay, looks like we are all here. So, Brian from Cincinnati and Rajesh. Hello, dear. Emily from UK. So this seems to be the right time of the morning to catch most people around the world. Includes North America, Canada, United States, and then into Europe. It'll be a little bit challenging for my friends in India, which I think 10:30 Pacific is 12 midnight for them. So I appreciate all you guys who are out there, wherever you are, specifically friends from India who have stayed up to participate. On some days I may change or add another live talk so our Australian friends can get in and tune in, because they're 19 hours ahead from where I am. So right now, pretty much is their 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't expect anybody from Australia. So now, while I am actually having a short chat with you guys and we all have our teas and coffees, please, this is Q&A. For the past 38 weeks we've been together. Some of you have been here before, and we've had many lectures, talks about psyche and different circumstances and scenarios of breakups and the role of our psyche into all that and how to handle it, understanding and move on and so on. But now we are always having Q&A, question and answer. So while we're doing all these chit chat that I'm doing, I'll be waiting to receive some of your questions and about your life, about your relationship, about your breakups, and then we will address it in that way and we'll have a conversation. So you can benefit from the answers and the discussions that I'll have with a certain, one of you in regards to your question, and also maybe you can get your own question in. So thank you for all the love that I can see coming on the screen. I love you all as well. And I'm saying it by words, you're saying it by signal. So send me a question so we can have a chat this morning, relax, and wonderfully handling matters of life. So let's see. I hope you guys can hear and see everything clear. Looks like the connection is good. Jennifer, hello dear. Good to see you here. Gary from Louisville, Kentucky. Glenna, Glenna, Kentucky. So many beautiful horses there. I love horses. All my youth, I was trained as an equestrian. So when I see horses, it's like I see a member of my family. That's how much I love it. All my childhood was spent, a big part of it, in training, serious training and competitions. And yes, I have won a few major competitions, national championship. Internationally, I got a third place in one of the events, which I remember an Olympic gold medalist and his buddy had joined that competition from France at the time. And boy, that was an exciting. So I don't want to go into that. I'm just chit-chatting until we get questions here. So otherwise, I'll be going on about horses for years to come and stories will never end. That's another jubilant situation for me to talk about. So, Dilip Kumar, the lovely page with lovely photos. Okay, good. So remember, guys, now that we are acquainted for the past 38 weeks, and obviously you have enjoyed and benefited from our talks and exchange of ideas, it would be lovely if you could do everyone, including myself, a favor, and do go to my Facebook page, Mind That Seeks Truth, and like it, so you will be in touch with all the posts that I place during the week and all little positive supports here and there. And I upload many of my 300 videos that I have on YouTube channel. If you go on YouTube and type in my name, Mehran, Mehran, then last name, Dadbeh, as two words, Mehran, Dadbeh. As it is written up on the title here, if you go and type that in the YouTube search engine, you will get to see my channel. And you will have over 300 videos regarding thoughts and consciousness and fear and desire and ego and the relationship, and over God knows how many videos about different scenarios of relationships, breakups, why it happened, how it happens, why women think this way, why men think this way, how they should react, interact, and so on and so forth, and you will be able to enjoy it. So please do go on my Facebook, like it, and you'll have many of the videos posted there, especially the new ones that I come in, and many other supportive material that you could be there. You can also visit my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, where you will see a table of contents of my books, sample chapters that you can read freely, seminars that I've done in some local universities about fear and thought, which is pretty interesting. And about 10-12 minutes of it is, again, free for you to see. You get a lot out of that. And then the books are in paper and ebook, and also there's consultation, Skype consultation that I do all around the world during the week, depending where they're coming from. You just go to the site and book a time, and we'll have a one-on-one talk. There are other things on the site, like Video Club, which is about 120 videos that are not listed on YouTube, but it's in that particular club. So take a look at the mindthatseekstruth.com and see what you can get out of it. And don't forget my Facebook page. Let's see if we have any questions here. Finally, do we have a question? I feel like it's an auction. Do we have a bid? Do we have a higher bid here? So lovely to see all you wonderful people around the world here. I'm excited to get a question so we can start our conversation. Hilal, merhaba, Turkish language. Merhaba. Okay. Güle güle efendi. Hilal. See, I know a little bit Turkish here and there. And so there's, let's see. Hello from Milwaukee. Hello, dear. Where are your questions, guys? Is everybody okay? Nobody has any questions? Am I here just saying, having tea with my friends? Thank you, Steve. I will do. Hello, Sabil. Good to see you. Jason from Michigan. Now, this one is challenging for me to pronounce. From Romania, our friend Mircea or Mircea, Atanasio. Well, languages are lovely. I love languages. It helps you to understand and connect with people more. So there's a question. Fedor Lalovette from Canada says, is staying single for a long period a bad thing? Why would it be a bad thing? We are so often, all the time, through our life, bombarded with all these outside influences that hardly we have any time to spend time with ourselves and nature. Be one with the creator, the source, the energy, the key, and understand and think and ponder about our connection and what we are made out of, how we think, what is thought, what is consciousness, what is fear, what is ego, what is desire. All these we don't understand, we don't know, because it's not taught in schools, and we never had the time to look inside ourselves to find out what we are all about. We just seem to have been taught a few buttons of ours, and others know a few buttons of us, and they push it and we react, and that's all. So being alone, it's part of living in this world, because being alone is like recharging yourself, not being subjected to any interactions or any negative or positive interaction with anybody or any energy of that sort towards you. So you're kind of regrouping, you're kind of connecting yourself with the nature. But the question is, how are you going to spend that alone time? If you're going to spend it wisely and positively, yes, it is very good and important to engage in some maybe fitness, and then take a walk and let your thoughts relax and be in connection with the energy of the universe, and appreciate your connection and your existence as part of the whole picture, as fragment of the whole, as part of the whole universe, as it is all made the way it is made? Or are you going to spend it, kind of curling up some corner and start feeling sorry for yourself, that there's something missing because I'm alone? First of all, alone, it doesn't mean what you think. Alone comes from dictionary word, and if you focus on it, it means all one, all one. It comes from meaning all one, meaning being one with the all, with the total, with the whole thing, being one with the source. All one. I become one with all. All is me, me is all. I'm part of all, and all is representing and backing me and supporting me. So alone, in reality, it means when you are totally in perfect harmony with the nature, because you're one with the nature, alone. But we have learned to think of it as being put aside, separated. That's not it. So, depending on how you spend your alone time, to be one with the nature, to be one with the whole and become stronger, or you're going to be thinking of it as a negative, that's what sets it apart, makes it good or bad. So, Emre Urgen. I am not sure if it's Swedish or Turkish. Either way, Emre says, where does my fear of losing people come from? There is no such thing as fear. Now, bear with me. Have a sip of your tea. We're not talking about fear of a wild animal attacking you, a fear of a truck running you over, because then you simply, as an instinct, you jump away, out of the way, you protect yourself. We're not talking about fear of being harmed by another person or another thing, or earthquake and things like that. These are not what we're talking about. We're talking about the fear that you're talking about. And if you look at it, there is really no such thing as fear. Fear happens when you compare what it was with what it is or what it could be. I ate something last night. I didn't feel good in my tummy. I wonder if it's going to be okay or painful still tomorrow. I wonder if this afternoon I'm still going to be fine as I'm fine now. Last night I had pain. Today I'm good. I wonder if I still will be good. I wonder if tomorrow it'll be okay or it'll be like last night. When you compare time, how it was, how it is, how it will be, that's when the fear comes in. Anxiety, worry. If she loves me, what if she doesn't? She's not with anybody else. What if she will leave me to somebody else? What will I be? You're creating these images in thought, which that takes you in time, because thought and time are the same. Beside the fact that you find out what time your appointment is, that's not the time we're talking about. But a thought which takes you into memory, and memory is in the past. Therefore, your thought took you in the past. You're no longer here. You're in the past. That's time. So when you think about what it was, what it is, what will be, you create thought, time, and through thought. And that creates the images that you have of the style of your life, the condition of you, what you have, the comfort level, what you're looking for, and that makes you see it differently, or makes you worried because you don't like what you see, or you're wondering what it will be if you would like it or not. So, the fear that you're having, that's where it's coming from. Fear of things changing. And why changes brings you anxiety? It really doesn't. It just puts you through a period of getting used to the new things. Like, you have a certain order of doing things in life. We call it your order. Everybody has a certain way of doing things, including mechanical process of what you do during your day, what you're involved in, or the whole sequence of events that you use to handle your day. And that's your order, you know, what you do, how you do it, when you get up, where you go, what you eat, what you don't eat, what you make yourself, who you meet, where you go, all these activities, and how you think, you know, what customs and conditions you've had while you've grown up, what made your consciousness put together. That has created an order for you, a set of things on that basis, on which basis you do your stuff during your life. Now, when you lose someone, naturally you've lost before and you've experienced that, so it's in your memory, you know what it feels like. Your order changes, because when you're with someone, your order is based on you two collaborating, working it together. Before you got together, you had a different order, and when you got together, each one of your orders were interfering with the other person's norm of life, and that took a while for you to get used to it. And when you break up and lose someone, then your order, which was together, made together, changes, and now you got to get used to the new things, new way of living, getting used to that. And that, again, brings you anxiety to get used to the new order. These are some of the topics that you can think of. It's not ending this conversation, but I know we have only 1 hour, so we can discuss many other questions. That's why I only touch on bases that could pertain to the whole subject rather than specifically. So I hope that will help you and give you something to ponder on this topic. Yusuf, I did say salam. Again, hello from Morocco. Ah, salam, Yusuf Jan. Good to see you here. I hope you're having a wonderful time and healthy with your family in Morocco. And Morocco has beautiful horses as well. Andrea Rauli from Rome. Ah, buongiorno. Come stai? Or buonasera. Maybe it's nighttime there. It is nighttime there. It's probably 8 o'clock. over there. I remember I was a kid, traveled to Italy. I was maybe 5, 6 years old with my parents, and I just knew a few Italian words, and I would want to have some sparkly water. So I would say senta, senta, senta. When the senta would come, I would still think what I want. Senta, the word senta should be part of it. So it's a senta, senta, which means garçon. And he would come and I would say, senta per favore acqua minerale. So I thought senta is part of the water. So welcome from Rome. I hope you're doing well there. Italy is a beautiful place. My son was in Tuscany a few years ago, and he says it's just a beautiful place. Brian says, I have no ambitions to meet someone touching, did it normal, someone touching, I don't understand. You have no ambitions to meet someone, that I understand. That's fine, there's no problem. One thing you should remember, guys and girls, one of the reasons that you become anxious when something happens that you don't like is because you think what has happened to you is final. It's final chapter in that what you've been pursuing, and that's how it's going to be forever. And then if you don't like it, you'll be pissed, you'll be sad, you'll be anxious. But everything that is happening in life is temporary. Most nothing is permanent. Suffering starts when you try to turn the temporary into permanent. And that's when you start having anxiety, because again, you hope it to be as it is today, tomorrow, and you create that anxiety and fear. But understanding that the whole thing in life changes every second, every atom, every cell in our body, every atom of everything is constantly in movement and in changing. Every second it changes. So everything in general, as part of the universe, when its fragments as small as atom keeps changing, it itself and the events itself changes. So everything, good or bad, is temporary. Trying to make that, the good stuff, permanent, that brings question and anxiety and fear. So when something happens, when you say, I have no ambition to meet anyone, fine. But you never know, that could be just temporary. Tomorrow, a year from now, 6 months from now, you may feel, I just met someone, and it's good, it's all right. Often, we believe things because we see or we cannot see, or we know or we don't know personally. And we think that's all there is to know. But there's lots of things that we cannot see. We cannot decide that only the extent of our knowledge or extent of our vision is what determines if something is or is not, or can be or cannot be. It's like it's like if you stand in front of the ocean and you see waves coming, and then you look further and you see other waves coming, and you look further, you can't see anything, everything is smooth. So does that mean there's no wave coming? No, you just can't see it. Because from the center of the ocean, another wave is coming, which is not visible to your field of vision yet. But it is coming nevertheless. So thinking that things will stay the same just because you can't feel it, you can't see it, it's not how you want it to be now, it's not correct, because it is always changing. And the changes, many changes, are on the way, but you just can't see it. So lo and behold, you never know what the waves are bringing tomorrow. And just because you can't see that particular wave doesn't mean it hasn't started from somewhere. So whatever you expect in life, strive for it as strong as you can, and it will help the wave to come and get to you a little bit sooner, possibly. I hope that's something that answers your question. Brian King from Belfast, Ireland. Beautiful place. Kathy. Maybe I should read these questions in my mind so I know if I know anything about it or not. Let's wing it. Let's see. What do dreams about holding babies mean? It means you're holding babies. What else could it mean? There's all I dream about. I'm 60. Oh, you're 60 years old, so we're the same age. I'm 1 year older than you. And Kathy, you are dreaming about holding a baby. I don't know. I often thought that when you focus on something during the daytime, your waking hours, and your mind is occupied by that and creates that images in your consciousness, and you're focused on that, is no different than, let's say, I used to invent different things and products, and I have this imagination. And I remember when I focused on certain design all day and making those prototypes for my design, I would end up at night dreaming about the solution of it, which I didn't come to my mind. And sometimes, a few years later, a new design of mine would come into my mind in the middle of the night, sleeping. So I would get up and quickly start drawing it. I just somehow, some seed was placed in my consciousness about that, which in the background was solving the problem. That's why they say, let some problems, let time pass on some challenges, you will come to an answer. It's not because time will bring the answer. Yeah, you'll cool down and so on and so forth, you look at a different angle, but also your consciousness is no dummy. It's helping you out, is working it out, helping you to see what you were not ready to see as the time passes. Those are always in helpful mode. And so when you dream of something, it could be because you've been focusing, I don't know, maybe if you have children, grandchildren, or you've been watching a certain movie, or you're concerned about babies and children around the world, so you're holding a baby. I think whatever it is a very positive, loving dream, probably relaxes you, and you can enjoy it and get up with good, youthful energy, having been in touch with a positive energy of a child in your dream. So, it's good. Eva. Oh, hello, Eva. Any recommendations how to help a female to see she's in an abusive relationship and not see you as the enemy? I don't understand. I can understand that you want to know how you can tell if you're in an abusive relationship, but I don't understand the last bit. It says, and not see you as the enemy. Not see yourself as an enemy and understand that the relationship is abusive? Is that what you're saying? Well, it is not difficult to see if you're in an abusive relationship or not. It all depends on how courteously, lovingly, kindly, fairly you're being treated by your partner. And how you lovingly, kindly, courteously, respectfully, you're treating your partner. If these elements exist in a relationship, well, obviously it's a healthy relationship. But if it's not there, and one is selfish, one is manipulating, one is trying to get services of any kind, you do things for him or her, and the other one doesn't reciprocate or manipulates you to always get his or her way of doing things, and you don't. It's not a teamwork, it's not cooperation or communication, or dominate in using money or holding back money if one of you is depending on the other one's financial ways, and the other one is holding maybe intimacy as some kind of a hostage to get what she or he wants and all that. I don't understand the depth of it, what you're telling me, but you can easily see if you're in an abusive relationship or not by the way you feel, safe, protected, treated. You feel comfortable or not? You feel apprehension to be near that person or feel drawn to that person? These are all easy ways to figure out. And if you're in an abusive relationship, obviously you should get help and end that relationship to live happy and free with good energy. Okay, now Camelia says, good day from Lithuania. Hello, dear. I would like to ask, what are you doing in life? Do you do something with nature or not? I'm not quite sure about the nature of your question, but everybody's first and foremost duty in life is to learn how to connect with nature and how to connect and negotiate life in a positive way, learn as much as we can, and contribute positively to the society and community that we live in. Be a citizen who cares about other people and at the same time helps himself to become more aware of how things are, and in democratic situations use his vote to help everyone to benefit from important services and rights in that community. That's really the extent of everyone's duty to life, to help himself, herself, and each other grow, and not to cast a shadow in such a way that nothing grows under that shadow by being so selfish and mean and negative towards others and nature itself. Other than that, I'm not quite sure how deep you want this question to go. If it's about me personally, well, I do what I do. This is one of the things I do. I'm a father that I loved to be a father, and treated and raised my son with love and care and attention and friendship. And I consider myself someone who's always trying to learn, and what I learn, if it's helpful to the others, to share. At the same time, we can't forget the economics, which we all have to live in the way that the society has put it together. We got to work, make money, and create comfort for ourselves and go on. That's pretty much as far as I can understand, if that would be of some help to you. Rodrigo Lopez says, I'm trying not to think too much about future, and I'm doing something right now to build my life. This is making my life better, how I never thought before. Okay, it looks like you're doing something good, but you're also doing a great job to confuse the hell out of me, because I don't, Rodrigo, I don't understand. You say, I'm trying not to think too much about the future, and I'm doing something right now to build my life. Okay, this is making my life better, how I never thought before. If you wanted to give me a puzzle, you have succeeded in that. But it is good to live with the moment and do your best at the moment, and the today and the moment being dealt with correctly will result in building the future in a more positive light. So remember, your future really is now. Because it's a long story, this subject. We got to go back to how thought and consciousness relate. From the thousands of years ago, you have accumulated information through action and experience, created knowledge, and the knowledge became a memory in your consciousness. And eventually all these bits and fragments of information through actions, certain experience came, that experience became knowledge, that knowledge was recorded in your memory, and then another action, and knowledge became part of your memory, and all these components, all these contents of your memory became your consciousness, which on that basis your thoughts are born. Your thoughts are always born out of your consciousness. And that new thought that is born based on the information that has been stored in your memory, in your consciousness, creates a new action. From that action, new experience. From that new experience, new knowledge. And that knowledge is stored in the memory. From all that, new thought is born. New thought, new action. New experience, new knowledge, and the knowledge accumulated here. So all thoughts that you have comes from your consciousness. We're not talking about transient thoughts. That's a different story. I have a book on that, but we're talking about the thoughts that coming from your consciousness. So, which means what you are doing now is because of what you've done in the past. Thoughts, at least. And that action, thought, that comes up today results in an action, and that action comes to be an experience. The experience becomes knowledge, and that knowledge forms more content of the consciousness, which in the future, your thoughts coming from it, which means what you do today builds your thoughts of the future, which the thoughts of the future will create actions of the future, which creates experience and knowledge, and that's how your future is made. So today is very important because it's the basis of what your future will look like. So might as well let's focus on to handle the present, the moment, the now, perfectly as good as we can, for this will be the solid ground, the foundation for how your future, or at least affects it tremendously, how the future will be. So now is the future, right? And now is the past, because what you do now is based on the information accumulated in your consciousness, which your thoughts came from that field of the knowledge in your consciousness, which created what you do now. And what you do now adds, through its action, experience, knowledge, to the content of your consciousness, which the next thought, which could be a stepping ground for your future creation of whatever the future is, comes from. So now is the future, and now is the past. So the most important part of our life, part of our being, part of our negotiating and building anything is now. So be with the flow of the moment, focus total attention on what is ahead and what you're handling, and be with the flow of the energy of the moment, and enjoy every moment of your life and build it with it, because as you're paying more attention to the now, to the things at hand, to the happenings of life, not what is past and what hasn't come yet, but now, and the now will be the building blocks of your future. So let's focus on enjoying every moment and stop worrying too much about tomorrow. It hasn't come yet. Past, it's gone. Life is like a river coming from the mountain, from the left side, coming through and passing by you, the water of the river passing by you. The water that has passed is gone, is the past. You can't do anything with it. So stop roaming around your head thinking about the past. It's gone. There's nothing you can do. You can't reach it. You can't change it. It's useless. It's dead. It's gone. And the water that hasn't arrived to you yet, it hasn't arrived. You can't reach it. You can't do anything with it. You can't change it. You don't know what it brings with it for you. The only portion of water that you can deal with, you can see, you can reach down, pick up something, you can observe it, see what's in it, is the one that is right in front of your feet. That's the now. Move with the now. Be involved with the now. Enjoy the water of the river that's passing by. That's your life now. And what you do with that water is how you build your life now, which helps you to create whatever it is you plan to create for the tomorrow, which there is no tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, that's today again. So it is always really a today. It's not tomorrow waiting for you somewhere. There is no tomorrow, hasn't been created yet. So, and when it comes, that's a today. So it's always now. Life is always now. It always be now. There is no tomorrow. So, if that makes sense to you, I hope you enjoyed that analogy. Let me have some tea. Okay, now, I'm sorry, I woke up late. I have to have a sip of this. I'm really in need of some shake. Just one moment. Good. So, yeah, 21st century, we all just have shakes for food. Pretty soon, it'll just be a pill. So, now, Lauren from New Zealand, hello dear. Adina, Romania, hello dear. Marius asks me, what is my profession? Isn't this a good profession? To communicate with people, to share ideas, to write books. And, well, I've had my share of professions, different professions in life, and I've enjoyed them. Inventing products and design has been one. I have that interest in imagination. Working for different companies at different time. I worked in computer industry years back, and I worked at the bank years back, and I worked in real estate for 27 years, and that was interesting, still is, and but my passion is what I do. What I love to do is what I do. Write books, learn more, and share, and help as much as I can, and make my money through these sort of services, because you need to love what you do. You need to love what you make money from, and that would become a happy occasion. It wouldn't become really work. It would be something that you love to do, and you're good at it, and you also can take care of the economics of it. So that is what I love to do. Rafael or Rafal Piotrowicz. Hello, dear. Adina says there is that saying, better alone than alone in couple or alone in a group. Yeah, but remember, alone doesn't mean separated. Alone just means your time to be one with the whole, all one. So alone is your time to be one with the whole, one with all. Alone time is good. So Brian says, do I be blocked? I don't understand, dear. Why should you be blocked? Eritrea. Hello, Krill. Krill. That's a place with history I know just a little bit about. Gloria from Kenosha, Wisconsin. When you dream, she says, about your dad, he passed away 9 years ago. Gloria, I'm sorry, is this a question, or are you sharing your thoughts with us? Because I don't see a question. When you dream about your dad, he passed... Oh, are you asking, when will you dream about your dad who passed 9 years ago? I really don't know. When my dad passed 6 years ago, I saw him few times shortly in my dreams, and pretty much that was it. As much as I miss him and love him, I was close to him, I don't see him in my dreams. I think of him every moment, every day, but I don't see him in my dreams. So I really don't know when, if there's a time that such dreams come to one having lost a loved one. Fabiola. What a nice, beautiful name. Fabiola. I don't know if it's a lady's name, I believe. Fabiola? If it's a lady's name, it sounds like a music. If it's a man's name, well, okay. It's still interesting flow of the name. 2 minutes of listening, and I already like it. Well, gee, I should have said something nicer then. Thank you, Andy. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Lauren says, alone time is so important for an individual. I feel more in tune with myself. Yes, good. And depending on what you do in that alone time. If you guys are interested in some meditation, it would be lovely. Of course, I used to teach martial arts and meditation, heavy concentration on meditation, and I enjoy that in my life, as part of my life. That is a time where you actually take your thoughts out of the consciousness, because thought is always roaming around the consciousness to conjure up something. But when you're meditating, that's when you actually stop thinking about things existing in your consciousness, and your thoughts become connected, or your existence, energy become connected to the universe, and you kind of take your thoughts out of the consciousness, because when you're not thinking, which in meditation you won't be, in different kinds, then there is no thought, there is no time. So time stops. You remember just a short while ago we talked about thought and time. When you think about the past, when you looking at an orange tree and you see the orange tree, but you then perceive an orange tree you saw in some tropical place or in your auntie's home, and now you're focusing on that orange tree while this orange tree in front of you, but you're in your memory thinking about how big those oranges were, where you were, how many people were there, and suddenly you're no longer here. You're in your memory, and memory is the past, so you've traveled in time. You're in time. Or if you're trying to conjure up something about the future, again, you've created something that doesn't exist, an illusion of its existence, then you're not here anymore. Again, you're somewhere out there which hasn't been created yet in your illusion, your thoughts. So again, you create a time. You're traveling in time, right? So when you meditate and you're not thinking, you're not in the memory and you're not in the future, you have stopped thinking, which in turn, you stopped time. And that is when the mind and body is one with the nature, and you actually join the source, the energy, the key, the universe, and become so powerful and so confident and so elated and so supported. And when you open your eyes, after how long it takes for your meditation, you feel a person, a man, a woman with new powers of relaxation and ability to handle things, because you have taken the limits of your abilities, which comes from your content of your consciousness, you've taken that to an unlimited ability, which is not limited to the content of your consciousness. It is one with the whole, alone, one with the total energy and abilities of the universe. And that's how you get to do and to get done important tasks. You need that power. So alone time, depending on how you spend it, can bring lots of power to you. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Suddenly the rush is coming. I love it. Perhaps I said something you liked. Susie Olson says, I live alone and I love it. I have no crabby husband, no cat to feed, no dog to walk. I'm alone but not lonely. There you go, Susie. Alone is good. You don't have to be lonely when you're alone, because when you join the whole, join the universe, then you're not alone. You're not lonely. You're all in one. And that's a powerful state. Yash says, I'm being patient since years for success. Do anyone have idea when one can succeed or success, not giving up? Well, really, you have the idea. You have the right idea. You don't need anybody's help. As long as you don't give up and constantly take a step forward, naturally, you will negotiate that distance between you and where you want to be. So the idea is not about grabbing the success as it's passing you by right away as a big chunk. The idea is to continue marching forward towards where you consider it to be your destination, where you want to get. So prepare, understand it, plan for it, take action, and keep taking those little actions, as all those little actions will end up getting you a big result. They say an old man with a chisel sitting at the bottom of the mountain is able to bring that mountain down in time if he keeps continuing that small chisel taken away. A continuation of an effort is the key to success. It's not one big effort, one thing here, sporadically, one thing there. It's a continuation of implementation of the plan that you have in mind in proper procedure, and you will get to what you're looking for. Never give up is the key in this chapter. Yes, Sina, that could be one way to say it. Yania Quebec says, we need to understand us first and take time to accept us. I'm very happy to be alone with myself. Good, Yania. Linda? Linda says, yes, just waiting for laundry. Okay. I don't know what that had to do with our conversation, but that's good. Waiting for laundry is good. One has to do laundry. Rodrigo, right? If you got to be connected with yourself and the universe, understand yourself. Okay, Fedor Lalovette says, what is your advice for someone who is either about to or has lost someone in the manner of death? Well, that's a big topic. I have a big chapter on it in my book, Me, My Psyche, and I. If you go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com, or go to my Facebook page, which the link is up there, you will see that the name of my site is mindthatseekstruth.com. And if you go on that site, you will see sample chapters of each book that I've written. One of them is Breakup Pain Handbook. That's about 600 pages or so. And the other one is Transient Thoughts and Me. That's not the one you're looking for. There is one that says Me, My Psyche, and I. In Me, My Psyche, and I, which you can take a look at the table of the contents and read a sample chapter of each book that you choose, you will see in the table of contents there's a chapter that talks about death of a family, or death is life. That would explain elaborately. This will take too long here. But understand that every one of us, in my opinion, my humble opinion, every one of us is operating, having a certain portion of the energy of the universe flowing through us. Because nothing can really be alive without processing energy, without having energy passing through it. Not the energy that it makes itself, that's a different story. The energy that helps it to make that energy by himself. That's the energy flow of the universe that has bonded us, shaped us, put us together, and helps us to function the way we do. Because we're supposed to receive energy. We can't be just perpetually creating that. There must be some ability, some mechanism, some amazing ability for us to be able to draw on this energy. That's why when we sleep, when we get up in the morning, we're vigorous, full of energy. And during the daytime, things that we do, even if we don't do anything, sit on the couch and watch TV like a potato. But at the end of the day, even though we didn't do anything, sitting on the couch all day, we feel exhausted. Why? Because to facilitate our life, our livelihood, something has been consumed, has been used. And that's energy. So where does that energy come from? Because at the end of the day, we don't have much energy. We're not as energetic to do what we do. After a while playing tennis or soccer or running or walking, you need fuel, and you eat fuel, you get energy, but still you're not the same because something else is missing. That is different than energy that you get from eating food and creating that energy. There's another energy that you need, which you only get it when you sleep. When you sleep, your brain and abilities enter into certain frequency that accepts regeneration of the energy from the universe. So when you get up, again, you're charged up. Like a battery of a toy. It runs in place and it runs out, and you got to recharge it. When you recharge it, then it's again vigorous again, and the toy works. Same thing with us. We get up energetic, vigorous. Through the day, we use that. It doesn't matter what you eat, what you don't. That's not the energy I'm talking about. At the end of the day, you feel not really so alive. So you need to sleep. And if you don't, you fall asleep because your body needs to regenerate. And in your sleep time, the universal energy, you're capable of having it flow through you and recharge you. So the life as we know it is in two parts: physical and the mind, the mental, the energy, the key. Without that energy, without that power, nothing functions, right? So where does that energy that helps us live and be alive and have everything facilitated and work the way it's designed go when we die? It can't go anywhere. It has come from the universe constantly through our life, from one end of the universe extended to the other ends of the universe in all directions, so everything can benefit from it and grow. And when our apparatus, that toy, is unable to accept charge when we recharge the battery of the toy, when we cannot accept that charges that we get in our sleep time, then our body, our mechanics, the toy, stops working. That's death. But the physical died. The energy still there, the energy that was coming through us and passing through us and mixed with what we have in there and flow through us, clean us up and flow more free, beautiful, fresh energy into us. That energy doesn't go out. It becomes part of the universe again. So the energy that was flowing through us while we were alive is just back to the universe, because every night is doing the same thing anyhow. But one time, it will be the last time that it does that. Every night we sleep, all that energy we spend on through the day, the new energy comes, we fill up, we're ready like the toy to work the next day, to do things, to be alive, to enjoy. But one time when we sleep, or we don't sleep, it would be the time that the energy that through the day and night, because the same thing that happens through the night also happens through the day, but we just don't realize it and don't know how to expand on that. We only automatically let this happen when we sleep. But through meditation and knowing how you can do what happens to your sleep while you're also playing sports and doing things and have the regeneration take place, which is very helpful. But one time it happens that it will stop accepting charges, our physical body. That's when we call it death. But really the physics stopped taking charges. But we didn't die, because the energy that was constantly through our life coming and refreshing was taking the old energy that we had out, because this energy was having a conflux with the energy of the whole. And one last time when it happens, that energy doesn't die out of the universe. Where's out of the universe? The universe is infinite. So that energy still remains in the universe. So I believe when we die, like I believe when my father has died, his energy, his body is gone, but his energy is still part of the universe. Where does it go? Outside of the universe? There's no boundary to it. So still there. And that's the good news for me. That's the way I think. At least that's how I feel about it. My connection and the connection of living beings with the universe. That's why it's important for us to understand that we are all connected, because that energy that flows through us, it's representing the whole energy of the universe. So we should always be all good to each other, kind to each other. Stop all these killings around the world. All these people, different countries try to dominate for material things, killing people, which is killing the existence of so many other people, housing different souls and different energy, which helps everything in our earth and in the universe grow. But yet they are killing each other, stopping that flow of strong energy that comes from one end of the universe, passes through us and gets sharpened up or changes, and more wisdom from that person, and scatters around and shares it with the rest of the universe and affects the wisdom of the universe as a whole. So we're all connected, and I hope someday we all realize that we should be kinder and nicer and protective of each other, rather than focusing on merely silly differences, which is everybody's right to be different. That's okay. So you got me going through that whole shebang. But anyhow, that chapter about death is in more elaboration. It's on the book Me, My Psyche, and I. And you can have it in the way of paper or ebook. Ebook is much cheaper. So, guys, let me see, what time is it? Maybe I talked more than our regular hour, and I don't want to keep you guys too long, and myself, as there are other things that I should do. Oh, wow, my goodness, we've gone way over. So I hope that you guys enjoyed our talk, and I hope it's been helpful and enjoyable for you. And hope you will have a wonderful week to come and be able to sort things out, and look forward to the next week. And remember, we have talks on Saturday mornings in my own Facebook page, which is up there, Mind That Seeks Truth. And go on my page and like it, so we can all be in touch, and you can see my posts and things that I share, the videos that I share on that page. And please share the videos that you see on that page of mine, so it will help letting people around the world know that there are supports available for their breakups and challenges in life, and also it'll give me more exposure, which I would enjoy. So I love you all. Hope you all will have a wonderful week, and take care of yourselves and each other, and talk to you Saturday or Sunday next week. Bye-bye for now.